Welcome back, everybody, to IGN Live from Comic-Con, brought to you by Lucy and the Evil Within. Now we're talking Vikings with Travis, Katheryn, and Michael. You guys are taking a break from shooting Season 3 to come here to Comic-Con, is that right?
Yeah, we just got in yesterday. We're in the middle, halfway through our Season 3 right now. So
you came in from Ireland, yes?
Yes.
How jet lagged are you?
I'm exhausted, but I'm excited to be here. Comic-Con's a big event, and it's nice to be here with the fans.
Well, let's jump right in. Last season started off, there was a big time jump. We sort of wrapped things up, and then there was a big time jump. Is there going to be a similar trajectory this season, heading in to Season 3?
No big time jump. But there is a kind of jump because this Season 3 is the dawn of the Viking Age. We began small, just as the Vikings did, with one or two ships with 30 warriors raiding on the English coast, raiding a monastery. Now we're going with 100 ships and 30,000 warriors to raid Paris. So it's gone up. The scale has gone up enormously.
Bigger, more war, more Vikings. Let's talk about this relationship here, because it's really kind of amazing. You don't really see this very much on television, to have people that were... Okay, if you're not caught up on Vikings, by the way, this is the point where I tell you I'm about to spoil everything, so get caught up on Vikings. You guys are married, intimate relationship, children, divorced, and now you're sort of comrades in arms. How does that progress moving forward now that he is the king?
Travis, do you want to take that?
Not really, but yeah. Well, the first cut is the deepest. We really want to, both characters want to do what's best for our country and for the survival of our race. And we want to raid, and we want to do it together, and it's sort of, it's like a road trip.
Do you have a hard time with me having that much power all of a sudden?
I've always looked up to you.
Is that how she makes you feel?
No, not at all. I think the show's great because it lets women, encourages women to be in powerful positions and be equal, I think Michael's done a great job of all that feminist stuff.
Lagertha just being such a strong shield maiden in the first episode of her season, and now she's an earl in her own right and has her own territory and has her own shield maidens and her own army, and there's definitely it does change the dynamic a little bit between Ragnar and Lagertha, I think, but we're curious to see how it's going to go. Michael?
It's in there. I would say, actually, I don't think there's another character like Lagertha on American TV. I don't think there's another female character who's a mother, a wife, who kicks ass.
Warrior.
And a warrior. But one of the things about the show, and who knew this, the Vikings were family people. They loved their children. And in a very deep sense, it's a family saga.
That's I think actually one of the things. Are you going to just
get back on?
It's over. We give up.
Lonely down there.
That's one of the things that comes through definitely with Ragnar, is that he loves his kids. How he deals with women is. But he loves his kids. So talk about that a little bit. How important is legacy for him continuing on?
It plays a major part in his character. He certainly wants to be the guy that does discover the places, and he wants to be known, he wants to be in the history books. But there's still a lot of, he wants to make his kids proud too, and he wants his kids to keep the legacy going. And he wants his missus around too.
He does. I mean, that's the funny thing, is that it seems like there's still that sort of dynamic between them, which is cool, but she's so clear. I love that about your character. She's just so clear about what's okay and what's not for her.
She's a very strong role model. I'm learning a lot playing her, and it definitely is very challenging in a lot of different ways of Michael puts me through the ringer for sure. And it's their relationship has changed and evolved, and if anything, they're more, I would say, at a certain level, more equals, but there's that history, like he's been in my life, Ragnar's been in my life for years and years, and
We met in high
Yes,
school.
and I love writing about that. I love writing about a relationship that's evolved and changed, deepened in some way, even though they've become separated. And it's one of the great things about writing, and I suppose acting in series TV rather than movies, that you have the ability, the opportunity to develop people, characters, relationships, and sometimes it surprises me what they do, you know.
We actually have a question from one of our viewers on Facebook up
great.
here. Jack asks, was the fantastical setting of Warcraft interesting to work on in comparison to Vikings' more historical approach? This question is apparently for Travis.
Yes, it's very different. There's a lot of green screen in Warcraft. So you're talking to no one half the time, you know. You didn't know what you're looking at. We're so lucky in Ireland where they're amazing CGI that we do on the show, but it's all the top of the hills mostly and that sort of stuff, the top of the mountains. But we shoot in some beautiful locations. You're always talking to somebody. There's no tennis balls involved.
And it's real. It's real. I
it's
mean,
real,
they
yeah.
really fight. You
Yeah.
know, they really ride. They really row boats. You know, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
yeah, and as an actor, once you're on set, you're there for the entire day. There's no trailers. We're shooting in the battle sequences in the middle of
I've got a
the
trailer. You
woods.
don't have it?
Do you really? Right. But like we just deal with the elements, with the rain and the winds and stuff like that, and I think that really just adds to us as characters and fills in a whole different world.
Let's talk about that a little bit because, oh, there's Rolo. Let's talk about the battle that we're looking at right now. How has that evolved? How's that going to evolve into season 3? You're talking about the scale getting bigger in terms of invading, bigger invasions. Has the fighting style evolved? Or what has the experience for you guys been?
For me, well, Lagertha is a shield maiden. I have a martial art background, so for me it was definitely a new art form to learn because I have a background in Taekwondo and karate, so I couldn't really do like a spinning roundhouse kick or anything like that. But what's great about the battle sequence, can I do it now? You want me to do it now? But what's interesting about the battle sequences and how Michael writes is that there's a story within the battle, and it's just another opportunity to tell a different side of the story with the action, and even just how it's shot with just the intimate looks between certain people or certain characters, or the two different sides. So it's just an opportunity to tell a story even in the action of it.
When is season 3 back? When does it premiere?
I don't know. We don't have
Okay.
a date yet,
Okay.
but probably roughly what it was like this year.
End of
So
March.
End of March.
2015.
We
Next
know
year.
a lot of people are looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to season 3. Stay tuned for more from IGN Live here at Comic-Con right after these messages.